All right, hey everyone, here's another little Walking Dead talk video for you. So this one will have some spoilers for the comic book. It will also have some spoilers maybe for the TV show. I'm not sure because the TV show hasn't stuck to the script of the comic book. Also, depending on how far along you are in the show, you haven't seen everything yet. So here we go. This is the end of war. So the end of the war against Negan and the Saviors. You see Rick. His leg is completely torn up, and it looks like Negan dead there, bleeding out. Um, Here's the doctor yelling for help. I need Rick. I need help for Rick, or I need help, whatever. And Rick goes, no, I'm going to live. You make sure that he does too. So Rick actually wants Negan to live? Como? But your leg, if it's not set properly, the damage could. You save his life. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? We've been trying to kill Negan all along. And then skip forward a little bit. They do save Negan, and this is Andrea. If you may remember, she died in the episode near the end of the whole Governor run in the TV show. In the comics, she's still alive at this point, and she's actually with Rick. So since she's dead in the TV show, Michonne ends up being with Rick. But here we go. I know it sounds harsh, but I think we publicly execute him. That's the only way we give people closure after everything he's done. I agree, Dad. He has to die. No, that's not who we are. That's not what we do. It's who we were. We've all killed to survive. We've hurt so many who wanted to harm us. That's how we made it, how we got here. But now that we're here, we have a chance to change all that. You can't be serious, not after. Andrea, please. What are you saying, Rick? You think the man who killed Glenn should live? And I'm saying we have a chance to start over, to relive history. In a sense, we can rebuild and we can change things as we go. We have an opportunity to do things better to that end as we rebuild civilization. And that is what we're doing, since it's something we've done before. I prefer to skip the ugly parts. He lives because it's better. He lives because we're better than that, better than him. I don't know. I think Glenn would like that. I mean, this is absurd. In the comic book, this comes out of thin air. Rick is on a rampage to kill. Everyone's on a rampage to kill Negan, to get rid of the Saviors. And suddenly Rick goes save him when he slits his throat and he can't even walk now without limping. Negan almost killed him in the process. Negan almost even killed Andrea. Like, he almost ended up getting Michonne killed in the TV show. And why is Maggie suddenly going, Glenn would not want Negan killed? Ugh. It's ridiculous. So to correct some of this, the TV show is making a pathway now, so where I'm thinking at the end when Rick slits Negan's throat or whatever, it makes more sense for why he's saying save Negan. Spare him, don't execute him. We see that first in the first episode of season 8, where the Muslim guy introduced Sadiq. The Muslim ends up quoting stuff from the Hadiths, says it's from the Quran, it's actually from the Hadiths, as Dr. David Wood explains. And Dr. David Wood of Acts 17 Apologetics. And that the line from the Hadith is Allah saying, my mercy prevails over my wrath. And that's the guiding point now throughout season 8 so far, about how we should have mercy instead of wrath against our enemies. And Rick kind of comes to that when he sees this guy that he knew from season 1 of the TV show, and is like, wait, what's up with this guy? I almost killed you. Are we going to kill each other? You know, I knew your family, this and that. He sees a baby. The baby's name is Grace. So he had killed the father of this baby, Grace, and then he didn't know the guy had a daughter, and then he sees the daughter, and the name of the daughter's Grace. So I need to have Grace, and here's this other guy that ended up being on the Saviors. He could have been with us, but he left. It just so happened this is where he ended up to survive. We're all just in this surviving. We make bad decisions to survive. We need to show mercy. It's the better way to go. The TV show is doing that, and I don't like the fact that this is coming from Islam as the motivating factor as to why he should have grace. Seems a little out there to me, but that's I think the way they're trying to correct this problem that you see in the comics. So fast forward a lot, we're going to see the motivation for why Negan did kill Glenn in the comics and the TV show. You see Rick about to die. Oh, he's dying. He's saved by someone with a knife, stabbing a zombie in the head. Who is it? It's Negan! Because Rick had spared Negan, Negan's now going to spare Rick. It's all going to be great and wonderful. Peaches and cream. This makes up for everything, right? Even though I'm the one who messed the leg up in the first place. Well, you're a hard man to please, Rick Grimes. Come on, you cripple. Keep up. Don't make me throw you over my shoulder. Just go. Get a door open. I'll catch up. I'm moving faster than they are. Barely. This will do. Ooh, does Negan close the door on him? Wait. Negan's like, I can close the door on you right now, Rick. Nah, I'll let you in. Slam the door. You thought I was locking you out the last minute, didn't you? Didn't you? Don't lie to me. Good old Negan fashion with a ton of swear words. You saw those other people out there, right? The ones running past you, the ones who didn't come back to help you, the ones who were scared, and Rick just keeps his mouth shut. Fine, play the part of the uptight guy. Blah, 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 a bunch of swear words, typical Negan. Best to be quiet so those dead guys out there lose interest in us and start following the other dumb idiots when they walk past going down the road. But seriously, and I'll use my inside voice, those people were so scared. Sadiq, the Muslim guy that was introduced at the start of season 8, Annie, Paula, for sure, all the others. You could see it in their eyes and in the speed of their feet. But not you and not me. Even now, trapped in this house with thousands of them out there surrounding us, and we're calm as blinkety blink, 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 typical Negan. What's your point? I'm just saying we're alike. You and me. And the TV show has done this too, trying to show how there isn't much of a difference between Rick and Negan. We really should get along so much better. Trust me, Negan, that ship has sailed. Okay, so he says, what's the single worst thing you've ever done? Rick doesn't want to talk. Is it arrogant of me to think you use that word more because of me? Because of me, I mean, seems that's way to me, but it's not like I invented the word or anything. And he says a bunch of other stuff, so let's kill some blah, blah, blah. Let's kill some time. Worst thing you've ever done, go. It's all kind of runs together at this point. Hard to narrow it down. It's one solid block of bad, all boiling down to one thing. The worst thing I ever did. What is the worst thing Rick has ever done? Live. When so many others should have. Did it. Well, I hear that. So many weak people crying, scared, doing everything in their power to get themselves killed, spineless, cowering in fear until they were ripped to shreds. I was surrounded by them, watched them all die. So many I lost count. After a while, I just started seeing everyone like that. Hell, most everyone is like that. Dwight, those guys at the gate, the people running in terror. I just lost all respect for the human race. Makes it really easy to bash a man's brains in when you think it might save all his friends, especially when you think the only way his friends can be tricked into living as if they're made into slaves. You stop seeing people as humans after a while. I'm not making excuses. I know what I did was really messed up every way from Sunday. You helped me see that. You helped me see another way. That's why I sat in your cell. That's why I brought you Alpha's head. A whole other story you guys aren't aware of if you aren't reading the comics. That's why I just saved your life. Worst thing I ever did was leave my wife to rot. Now, the TV show does have this, instead of this scene or scenario playing out between between Rick and Negan as it in the comics, this kind of happens a lot earlier in the story between the priest Gabriel and Negan. Gabriel taking a confession from Negan, and this is where in the TV show Negan shares, about his humanity, the wife that he loved, and how he couldn't kill her and stuff like that. But what's interesting is in the TV show, they do have a scene where Negan is with his generals, and they're trying to figure out how they need to proceed, and they say, let's just go attack everyone, go gangbuster, and just win. We know we can win this, and just destroy these people. And Negan then goes, no, we need all of these other communities. We need them. They provide food. They work. They do this. He sees people and as commodities in a way because they all need to work together. He's like, we don't want to actually go and destroy Rick's group. We don't want to go and destroy the Hilltop. We need them. We all work together better. And so what you kind of see a little bit of the TV show mixed with the comic is Negan is ultimately justifying bashing a few people's heads in because it brings everyone in line, keeps them together. He's essentially, by his terror he has, keeps everyone actually functioning. He sees himself as holding society together as it is. Now, obviously, he can only function and do it the way he's doing because, as this comic says, he began to see people not as humans, less than humans. And I think this is what I find very important in this. The reason we don't kill other people is because they're people. The reason we shouldn't curse and swear and like Negan does at other people is because they're people. But apart from God, there's no reason to go about that. Apart from God, why not be like Negan? Why see people as people? Apart from God, no God in the picture, everything is survival of the fittest. And it's interesting that most atheists now have gotten to the point to say the reason we aren't just going around killing everyone and doing whatever we want is because it actually reduces our rate of survivability. Or rate of survival, sorry. And that we need to actually live together with society and have law and have order and have structure so we can work together and survive better together. And so Negan is actually, I think, taking that idea and say, hey, we need society, we need order, we need this. I'm just going to force everyone into doing this stuff. And in the long run, as long as everyone then bows down to me and I keep the order, things are going to go well. And the TV show shows a moment where Negan is gone. They think he's dead for a moment. His entire group of saviors almost instantly crumbles, and they almost start killing each other and mutiny. And they're a little group at the I forget the name of their compound, but their little compound almost immediately goes to haywire just because he's dead. In their minds, they think he's gone. Immediately, almost they all die and riot and a lot more bloodshed. The second of the TV show Negan comes back in, guess what? They all fall back in line and now there's peace and order. So Negan's trying to justify his unwanted killing in this way. Now it's interesting because he still knows it's wrong because he killed people who didn't deserve to die, who were innocent. And I just find that fascinating, the kind of play that you see through The Walking Dead, the TV show and stuff, with who lives, who dies, and why. And apart from God and the fact that he created us in his image and all people are image bearers of God, there really is no justification not to do something like Negan if it's betterment for your survival or the survival of others. You lose one, you save hundreds. You crack an egg to make an omelet, right? You have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. So it's just, yeah, very fascinating stuff to think about that The Walking Dead brings up, and I like that this stuff is built in there. And I think all this here really points to the need for God, for humanity to have any rights at all. As our Bill of Rights indicate, the right to life, the right to liberty comes from God. And when God is not in the picture, many things can actually be justified as being what was right. And there's nothing in here in the comic book to say why Negan was wrong. Because they don't appeal to God in the comics. And for the time being, there isn't much appeal to God in the TV show except for this Muslim character that was introduced. And I don't really necessarily think they are going the right way with the Muslim character being the one to say wrath should prevail over, or mercy should prevail over wrath. I think that would be much better done through a Christian character where you actually see God having himself crucified for the salvation of mankind. That's much better where you see God's wrath being put down by his mercy and grace. And in that case, there still is justice because sin was still paid for. In Islam, it's just Hakuna Matata. There's forgiveness of sin based on mercy, but the sin is just, it's never punished, and that's not just. It's not being just and merciful. Within Christianity, you can have justice and mercy and grace by the fact that God's law allows for substitutionary atonement. Anyways, value of life, value of human beings comes from God in the Bible, directly revealed by God, and we see that God values us by him sending his son, who's also fully God, to be fully man, to die for our salvation. And that's the good news of Jesus Christ. The good news that's in the gospel that reconnects us into a right relationship with God when that message is received through faith. Gives us a whole lot to think about from The Walking Dead, in my opinion. Look forward to Islam's continuing role in The Walking Dead. Look forward to seeing where that takes us and how that all plays out. And yeah, should be fun to see.